Today's lesson is called How the Rubber Duck Floated into Our Hearts. Hi everyone, my name is Jeff.
I am Roger, and in today's program we're going to talk about rubber ducks. What the heck is a rubber duck? We've got real ducks landing in ponds and flying through the sky. Why do we have to have rubber ducks? Well, like a lot of things, we can have toys for our children that are in the shape of various animals. A toy bear, toy elephant, and now we can have a toy duck, which is actually a rubber duck, and it's especially useful if you're taking a bath.
You're sitting there in your bath, a big pool of water, and along comes a rubber ducky or a rubber duck. How cute. It floats and it looks like one of those ducks swimming on the surface of the water there. It's really super cute. Further, ducks, everyone. Those are the birds that go quack, quack, quack. And yes, they're usually found around bodies of water. They swim quite well, gliding along the surface of the water using their webbed feet. Anyways, rubber ducks don't have those webbed feet, okay? But they do float on that bath water, and they're super cute. And if you give a rubber duck a squeeze, it might make a sound not unlike a quack. Usually it's more of a whistling sound, but your kid can grab a rubber ducky and make a sound out of it and have a really good time while taking their bath. So yes, rubber ducks are awesome. They have found their way into our hearts as a people, or you can say they have floated into our hearts because ducks do float. They're very good swimmers. They don't sink to the bottom of a pond, let's say, when they go swimming. Anyways, let's go ahead and talk about rubber ducks, everyone. These ducks made out of rubber, these toy ducks that have floated or found a way into our hearts.
How the rubber duck floated into our hearts. The rubber duck may be the world's most recognizable toy, whether it appears as an 18-centimeter duck in a bathtub or an 18-meter sculpture in a harbor. Appearing in the 1860s as the rubber manufacturing industry was taking off, these popular toys have been around for over 150 years.
大家好，今天第一个单字我们看到的是 sculpture， 这个字当作名词，代表雕塑品或是雕刻艺术的意思。例如 There's a large stone sculpture of a swan beside the lake. 湖边有一座大型的天鹅石雕。
Okay, everybody, let's talk about the first part of our lesson for today. We're talking about rubber ducks and how they floated into our hearts, why they are so popular these days, especially with children. Well, the rubber duck may be the world's most recognizable toy, whether it appears as an 18-centimeter duck in a bathtub or an 18-meter sculpture in a harbor, as was seen in Geelong a couple of years ago. And I think there was a big sculpture of a plastic rubber duck floating in a pond out in Taoyuan as well. Maybe some other parts of Taiwan. I'm not quite sure there. But in any case here, it's a very recognizable toy. If you see it, then you know exactly what it is. Oh, that's a rubber duck. That is a very popular toy. And we're talking about a different range of things or a different range of places where you might see it. You might see it appear as an 18-centimeter duck in a bathtub while your young boy or young girl are taking a bath and they have a duck there to play with. Or you might see it as a big sculpture in a harbor. A sculpture, of course, is a large piece of three-dimensional art, and I think they're referring to the big ducks that have appeared in various places in the world, in Hong Kong, in Korea, in Australia, all sorts of places. This big yellow duck.
By the way, everyone, sculptures are not unlike statues. They're about the same thing. But we have another way of using this word sculpture. You can refer to the individual 3D pieces of art by calling these things sculptures. You can do that. You can call a statue a piece of sculpture. But you can also use the word sculpture to refer to a form of art. Yes, sculpture is also a form of art that deals with 3D art objects like statues and things like that. Anyways, you can have an 18-centimeter duck in a bathtub or an 18-meter sculpture in a harbor. And you heard that stuff right, folks. This sculpture in the harbor that looks like a rubber duck is 100 times the size of that rubber ducky that you might have taken a bath with when you were a kid. That's pretty big. Anyways, the next sentence says, appearing in the 1860s as the rubber manufacturing industry was taking off, these popular toys have been around for over 150 years. Now let's go ahead and talk about what it means for something to take off. To take off, in this case, is to become successful or popular very quickly, usually over a short period of time. So in this case, if the rubber manufacturing industry was taking off, it was emerging or it was rising to prominence.
That's right. Exactly. You're totally correct there. This happened way back in the 1860s, at the same time as the American Civil War. The industry which manufactured rubber was just beginning to become popular. It was taking off, and so as a result, these popular toys began to be purchased by people, and kids during that time started bathing with those rubber ducks, and they've been around for over a century and a half. My goodness, I didn't believe that when I read this when preparing for today's lesson. I didn't think they were that old, but it turns out rubber ducks have been around longer than my grandparents. Okay, everybody, let's move on now to the next part of our lesson. We will listen to it first.
Rubber ducks first gained popularity in the 1930s when they were fashioned as Disney characters. However, the iconic yellow toy we know today was not developed until 1949 by sculptor Peter Ganine, who sold over 50 million of them in the ensuing decade. After Ganine's patent ran out, rubber ducks began to be mass-produced and could be found in many a family bathroom. In 1970, the rubber duck's appearance in a popular Sesame Street song confirmed its standing as a classic children's toy.
第二部分我们看到的单字是 popularity， 这个字当作名词，它有流行、普及、受欢迎的意思。所以我们可以说 The toy lost popularity, so the company decided to stop producing it. 那种玩具不受欢迎了，所以那家公司决定停产。再来我们看到的单字是 patent， 这个字当作名词，代表专利、专利权的意思。例如 The man got a patent for the new machine he designed. 那名男子拥有他设计的新机器的专利权。
All right, folks, the name of the game today is rubber ducks. Yes, we're talking all about rubber duckies. And yes, I know the proper terminology is rubber duck. But I grew up with a rubber duck, and I never once called it a rubber duck. It was always my rubber ducky. I grew up with that thing, and boy, did I ever love it. It's too bad that I lost it, and I no longer have that thing, because I did love my rubber ducky quite a bit. Anyways, more on rubber ducks, everyone. Rubber ducks first gained popularity in the 1930s when they were fashioned as Disney characters. There you go. Apparently, rubber ducks really took off as far as popularity was concerned in the 1930s when people started making rubber ducks that looked like Disney characters. How cool. Now, let's talk about the word popularity right now. Popularity is the level to which something is liked or loved or even adored. There you go. Popularity, very simply, is the state of being well known or famous or popular.
Yep, I could say this product has gained in popularity in recent years. But in this particular case, rubber ducks have been around since the 1860s, but they weren't particularly popular until the 1930s when the Disney Corporation decided to make a little extra money, and they made these rubber figures in the shape of Disney characters like Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, Uncle Scrooge, the Beagle Boys, or whatever. So they were fashioned as as Disney characters. They were designed to look like Disney characters. However, the iconic yellow toy we know today was not developed until 1949 by sculptor Peter Ganine, who sold over 50 million of them in the ensuing decade.
Wait. Did you say 50 million?
That's a lot, isn't it?
So they turned rubber ducks into Disney characters in the 1930s, and that made rubber ducks popular. But that was just the beginning. Yes, later on, the rubber ducky would become iconic, and they would sell 50 million of them. How about that? So here, let's go ahead and talk about this word iconic right now. If something is iconic, it's extremely famous or extremely well known. This thing is almost legendary. That's what we're talking about here. Then we also have the word ensuing. Ensuing means after or coming after. So the ensuing decade in this case is just the decade that followed this decade. It's the next decade.
Exactly. It's iconic now. It's like a little symbol. Maybe they had rubber ducks in different colors before that. And of course, rubber ducks in the shape of Disney characters. But then this guy, this Russian-American sculptor by the name of Peter Ganine, came up with an idea to make this yellow rubber duck or rubber ducky, and that was not developed until the year 1949, a few years after the end of World War II. And the idea was a hit. It took off. He sold over 50 million of them in the decades that followed. So here we've got the word ensuing. To ensue just means to follow after something else. The ensuing decades, you could say the following decade.
Moving on, let's learn some more about Peter Ganine. After Ganine's patent ran out, or his patent ran out, if I were feeling particularly British, after his patent ran out, rubber ducks began to be mass-produced and could be found in many a family bathroom, like my family bathroom when I was growing up. Yes, there were rubber duckies to be found in that bathroom, our family bathroom. Now, let's go ahead and talk about this word patent right now. Yes, if you were in the UK, you could say patent, but here, yes, we're speaking American English, so you would say that this is a patent, or this is how you would say this word. Anyways, a patent is a government license that protects you and your invention. Yes, if you have a patent or a patent on something, someone can't copy your invention, or they can't steal your ideas. Yes, here we're using the word patent as a noun, but this word can also be used as a verb. Yes, if you've patented something, if you've patented that thing, it means that you have been given a patent that protects your invention or your idea, the thing that you have a patent on or which you have patented.
And Ganine did not renew his patent, so the patent ran out, and other companies could take the idea and produce those rubber ducks and sell them themselves. So, of course, it began to be mass-produced in very, very large numbers, and lots of families bought them and put them in their bathrooms, and the rest is history. Now, in the year 1970, the rubber duck's appearance in a popular Sesame Street song confirmed its standing as a classic children's toy. Some of you might be old enough to remember the famous American children's show Sesame Street with Bert and Ernie and the Cookie Monster and Oscar the Grouch and Big Bird and stuff like that. Of course, we're referring to, I think it was Ernie who sang the song, Rubber Ducky, you're the one, you make bath time lots of fun. And he sang that song in a portion of Sesame Street there, and lots of kids heard that and they learned the song and they thought, wow, that's cool. I'd like to sing that song, and I'd like to have a rubber ducky in my bathtub as well.
There you have it, folks. All right, folks, let's go ahead and take a short break, but when we come back, we'll be wrapping up our lesson on rubber duckies.
Since then, rubber ducks have been produced to look like celebrities, spit water out their beaks, and even provide Bluetooth services. They have also been used for art. See giant versions of the toys at festivals worldwide, courtesy of Dutch artist Florentine Hofmann, and science. In 1992, scientists studied ocean currents by examining the journeys of 29,000 rubber toys that were spilled into the Pacific Ocean. Big, small, or in between, rubber ducks indisputably remain a beloved childhood bathtime companion.
第三部分我们看到的单字是 celebrity， 这个字当作名词，它有名人、明星的意思。例如，这座私人岛屿是名人可以去放松的地方。英文可以这么说 ：The private island is a place where celebrities can go to relax. 再来，我们看到的单字是 beak， 这个字当作名词，代表鸟喙、鸟嘴的意思。所以我们可以说 ：The bird grabbed a fish from the pond using its beak. 那只鸟用鸟喙从河里抓到一条鱼。今天最后一个单字，我们看到的是 companion， 这个字当作名词，它有同伴、伙伴的意思。所以我们可以说 My traveling companion Jeremy and I have been to all 7 continents. 我和我的旅伴 Jeremy 曾游遍7大洲。
Okay, so we're talking about the long history of rubber duckies. And we just talked about the patent that Peter Ganine did not have for his inventions. Of course, in the 1950s or so, somewhere around then, companies started to mass produce them. And then the rubber ducky was popularized in a Sesame Street song sung by Ernie in the bathtub.And the rest is history. So since then, since that time, rubber ducks have been produced to look like celebrities. They can spit water out of their beaks and even provide Bluetooth services. Now, I had not heard of that, but in any case here, they have been made to look like celebrities, perhaps with the head of a famous person and the body of a yellow duck. So a celebrity, of course, is a famous person, usually somebody in show business. It could be in some other profession, but usually it's somebody in show business on TV or a singer or in the movies or something like
stars.
that. They're stars, basically, right? Really famous people. And also the ducks have been designed to spit water out of their beaks. Remember, a bird or a duck has a beak. Actually, ducks have bills, but you could still call that a beak. And in any case, that's the mouth, the hard portion of a bird's mouth, the beak, and water can come out of those beaks. You can have water fights in the bathtub, for example, or you could try to spray your parents when they're trying to wash your hair for you and the soap gets in your eyes and you're mad at them, so you can spray some water at them out of the beak of your duck. And also, hey, if you're kind of bored sitting there in the bathtub with your phone, you could access Bluetooth there, but I think it's probably dangerous to use a smartphone in the bathtub because it's an electric appliance. If you drop it in there, you might get electrocuted, so don't do that.
Or you might ruin your phone by dropping it into the bathtub as well. So if you don't get electrocuted, you'll be down a smartphone, which isn't a good thing. Anyways, yes, a beak is a bird's mouth. It's the hard part on the outside of a bird's mouth. But like Roger said before, ducks do have beaks, but usually we call the beak of a duck a bill. B-I-L-L. Anyways, more on rubber duckies. They have also been used for art. See giant versions of the toys at festivals worldwide, courtesy of Dutch artist Florentine Hoffman. And also science. They have been used for both art and science too. Anyways, let's talk about this phrase, courtesy of. If something is provided courtesy of someone, this person has done this thing or provided this thing, usually to the benefit of others. Yes, this expression is used to thank the person who did this thing or who provided this thing to the benefit of others. So, who came up with these artistically inspired rubber ducks? You can thank Dutch artist Florentine Hoffman. All right, folks, let's go ahead and move on. The next sentence says, in 1992, scientists studied ocean currents by examining the journeys of 29,000 rubber toys that were spilled into the Pacific Ocean. This is the science part of things, guys. People used 29,000 rubber toys, these scientists did, to study ocean currents. How about that?
They actually put 29,000 of those rubber ducks into the ocean, the Pacific Ocean to be specific here. So that is being used for science. Let's talk about it for being art here, of course. We're talking about the big ducks that appeared in ponds and harbors around the world, courtesy of that Dutch artist Florentine Hoffman. Boy, those Dutch people are really eccentric, aren't they? They come up with some really fascinating ideas. So let's wrap up our lesson here. In the last part, it says big, small, or in between Rubber ducks indisputably remain a beloved childhood bath time companion. So indisputably is an adverb. It just means it cannot be argued. Nobody can disagree with this. They're all around. They remain something that children love during bath time. They are their bath time companion.
Yeah, a companion, by the way, folks, is not unlike a friend. A companion is a person or a thing, like a rubber ducky, that accompanies you somewhere or which does things with you. A companion, like I said before, is kind of like a friend, but it's not really a friend. Your cat can be your companion. You can travel with a person who's not your friend, who you can say is your travel companion, but here, your rubber ducky is your bath time companion. That rubber ducky will be there while you take your bath. Anyways, indisputably means without a doubt or in a way that can't be disputed, contested, challenged, debated, denied. I think you guys get the idea. All right, folks, with that, our lesson on rubber duckies is now complete, and it's time for you guys to hear from the Chinese teacher.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第二部分有一个句子是 After Goodnine's patent ran out, rubber ducks began to be mass-produced and could be found in many a family bathroom. Goodnight 的专利到期后，橡皮小鸭开始量产，那在许多家庭的浴室都看得到。首先要介绍的片语动词是 run out，它的用法，第一种用法是表达某事物它耗尽了、用完了，那主词可以是人或是事物。举例来说 Their medical supplies had run out. 他们的医疗用品已经用完了。好，另外你也可以用 run out of something 来表达用光某事物。像我们常听到 We're running out of time， 那就表示我们快要没时间了。第二种用法是表达到期或是失效，通常是指合约啊、法律文件啊，或是协定到期等等的。那它的意思就跟 expire 差不多。例如 The contract runs out in December. 这份契约12月就到期了。好，下一个要介绍文法重点是 many 加上 a 或 an 加上单数名词，这表示许多的什么什么。那同学们可能会觉得很奇怪，明明应该是 many 加上复数可数名词啊。好，那我们用这个 many 加上 a 或 an 再搭配单数名词的时候，这个用法是比较强烈的，而且比较正式，那常常出现在文学作品里面的用法。而且这个用法呢，后面是要接单数动词。例如 Many a man has tried to vanquish the monster. 许多名男子都曾经试着要打败那一只怪物。好，接着读到课文第三部分有一个句子是 They have also been used for art. See giant versions of the toys at festivals worldwide courtesy of Dutch artist Florentine Hoffman. 他们也应用在艺术上，看看那些出现在全球各地庆祝活动上，出自荷兰艺术家 Florentine Hoffman 之手的那些巨大版的橡皮小鸭。好，我们句子里面的 courtesy of 它表示承蒙什么什么，这个名词 courtesy 它可以用来表达谦恭有礼啊，或是殷勤啊，或是好意，有礼貌的言谈举止等等的。那当我们说 by courtesy of 或者是 courtesy of 就表示承蒙什么的提供，承蒙什么什么允许使用啊，承蒙他的合作啊，承蒙什么什么的好主意之类的。你也可以说 through the courtesy of。 举例来说 The photographs are provided through the courtesy of Mr. Lee. 这些照片是由李先生提供的。那最后再帮同学们补充几个跟 courtesy 相关的用法。 Courtesy 可以当形容词来描述免费提供的或者是出于礼节的，像 a courtesy telephone 那就表示是免付费的电话， a courtesy bus 或者是 a courtesy car 它是指说免费接送旅客的巴士或是汽车，那常是用来指旅馆的服务。至于 a courtesy call 则是指礼貌性的拜访，出于礼节的拜访。好，以上是今天的重点整理，接着来回顾今天的单字吧。
Sculpture. The artist's sculpture of a lion was displayed at the museum's entrance. Popularity. Twitter was created in 2006, but didn't gain widespread popularity until 2007. Patent. Cassie got a patent for her invention to make sure that no one would steal her idea. Celebrity. Many celebrities attend the Academy Awards each year. Beak. The bird's large beak helps it catch fish and other animals to eat. companion. Leah is my childhood friend and lifelong companion.
Discussion starter starts now.
All right, folks, it's now time for our discussion starter. Roger, what is the most interesting or unexpected fact you learned from this article?
I thought it was interesting that they actually spilled 29,000 of those rubber toys into the Pacific Ocean to study ocean currents. I'd have thought they would have used something else besides rubber duckies, but it turns out they did that. I guess they were just trying to be cute or something. How about you?
Well, I knew that rubber duckies were popular. It was surprising to learn, though, that they sold 50 million of these things over the course of 1 decade, which is super, super impressive to me. Okay, everyone. With that, today's article is now complete. But, as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.